Hello and welcome to Two Nerds on a Couch. Ladies, gentlemen, humans, and llamas, we've come to the point in the season where we start trying to guess what happens before it happens. We will be predicting the events of not only this season, but a big chunk of what happens with the Chapter 3 island. It's possible that we will be spot on, and it's also possible that we will be way off. But let's find out together. Before we get started, please think about using code 2NerdsOnACouch in the item shop, and maybe consider hitting that subscribe button. Now grab some snacks and sit down for a little while as we go over our various predictions. Back in December, we experienced a mind-blowing end-of-chapter event, us versus the last reality. During the event, 3 of the 7 came to rescue us. They not only saved us from the last reality, but also from the I.O.
May have dropped it in the 0 point.
Why does she make me keep saving you? Good, you made it. And you brought the loopers.
The surface is lost, but we should be safe here.
Warning. Rotation at 60 degrees.
You called this safe?
It'll hold. It's rated for 1,000 times atmospheric pressure.
Well, what about that?
Get ready to swim.
The island was literally flipped, and a giant tidal wave sent us into the ocean. We were at sea, lost, alone. We got washed up onto an unfamiliar shore. After exploring just a bit, we decided to sit next to the leader of the 7, the Foundation. He asked for our help with fighting the I.O., destroying the loop, and saving the 0 point.
I suppose I owe you an explanation. We've all been through a lot the last few years, and there's much more you don't even remember. You've all fought a good fight, but until we set the 0 point free, we'll be facing threats like the last reality, and worse. There will be no escaping it. That's why I need your help to destroy the imagined order. As long as they're exploiting the 0 point, everything is in danger. With your help, we can free ourselves from this place and leave the loop for good. We can all go home.
discovered a device that the scientist gave to us as a way to communicate. We helped him with tasks and experiments.
Hey, scientist here. Am I the smartest, handsomest member of the seven? A lot of people say yes. With the best hair? Don't answer that. Hold on to this device. As we prepare our battle plan, we'll have work for you.
The scientist also left behind other audio logs in an attempt to contact the Paradigm.
Paradigm, it's me. I'm guessing you heard what happened. Obviously, we had more ambitious goals than simply flipping the island. That was just one step in a scrupulously planned attack that would have reduced the imagined order to smoking crater, to put it mildly. But the reality left us exposed and overextended. If they manage a counterattack before we recover, it's over. All of it. Look, I know our history is complicated, but I want you to know I never lost faith in you. Okay, I did, but only for 5 minutes, maybe a few weeks tops. It's hard to believe that someone who went through what you went through would hold the line. But I know you did. So we really do not deserve your help right now. Not at all, but we need it.
10 days into the season, we got our first downtime update. One of the leakers posted some of the quests tied to Paradigm, and how we were gonna leave items hidden in stashes around the island for her to investigate. When Thor and I saw this information, we formed a few hypotheses and predictions for how the rest of the season and some of Chapter 3 was possibly going to go. I recorded some of our discussions in December. On screen, you will see images or video pertaining to our discussions. Paradigm is coming back this season. If she doesn't come back in that rocket, then she comes back in the mech. Reattaches her arm. Io is drilling their way through right now. We're gonna have some sort of fight between Io and the Seven yet again. It's going to keep building up, and for whatever reason, either Io defeat the Seven and take over the island completely, or Io gets defeated by the Seven because the sisters come back this chapter, and the Origin comes back this chapter. I firmly believe that in that set of pictures, those were the sisters. We are getting 2 or 3 volcanoes, because as soon as the Daily Bugle thing is done, we get volcanoes. We get some sort of volcano event. We're going to get some sort of rocket event again. We're going to get another end event. If Paradigm comes back in the mech, that means the monster comes back. Or a monster comes back. I feel like we're going to have another either DC comic tie-in or a Marvel comic tie-in. Does the Origin get revealed as Donald Mustard? Does the Origin get revealed as Geno?
I'm still saying that the Origin is a 0 point avatar.
Midas is still alive. He can very much be put into play again, if either side wants to put him in play. Obviously, he was part of IO at some point. He was also trying to do something against IO by killing off the storm. So, is Midas actually the Origin? And he just hasn't been reawakened, because he's currently stuck in the loop. Since the season has progressed and new information has come to light, our predictions have changed from our conversation back in December. but only slightly. With the formation of Covert Cavern on the island, and a few of the Devourer's remains, we still hold on to the prediction that the mech will end up fighting the monster like in Chapter 1, Season 9.
Oh, there goes rockets! Boom! Oh crap, it just blew up the castle!
Not long after Covert Cavern was established, we started experiencing earthquakes, which reminded us of the earthquakes from Chapter 1, Season 7. Those earthquakes back then were happening because a volcano was about to form. We mentioned the possibility of a volcano or some volcanoes forming on the island in our discussions in December. Throughout the season, the scientist has continuously tried contacting the Paradigm to have her help the other members of the Seven fight off the IO.
Hey, Paradigm. So far I've refrained from laying a guilt trip on you like my mom used to do, which you should appreciate. Or should have appreciated, because those days are over. We have reports of seismological disturbances from the underside of the island. That leads me to believe that the Imagined Order are not only active, they're gathering forces. The Imagined Order is playing with a fire that will consume every world we know and every world we've yet to discover. So hurry home while we still have one.
During our discussions in December, we mentioned that she would be coming back, and possibly in the still battle-damaged mech. While clues on the island point to this being the case, we can't overlook how other members of the Seven have gotten to the island. Here's how the Visitor arrived. This is how the scientist got to the Fortnite island. And finally, here's how the Foundation was brought in.
It actually worked.
Meteors. Each one of them arrived in meteors, so we believe it's just as likely that the Paradigm will come back in a meteor. It's also possible that we will have the Paradigm as a Battle Pass skin, as she is obviously very important to the storyline. In the latest quest from the scientist, he talks about the seismic activity and how it is not from the drilling, but from something else causing the earthquakes.
I know what you're thinking. Oh, great and powerful scientist, why haven't you done anything about the drills all over the place? Well, those drills were too small to be causing our seismic complications, but things are more tectonically precarious now. So I need you to destroy them for the safety of the island. A quad-core plasma engine. What is this, 1982? Hopefully the island will stabilize. Until then, let's refrain from messing with anything. No drilling, or digging, or planting flowers, and please, don't litter.
While drilling, did the IO hit a fault line, which caused the tremors now, and a volcano next season? Or is it possible that the IO has been running experiments and using the monster's DNA to make a clone? Where has Dr. Sloan been this whole time? Is she in charge of the monster mission? Is the monster causing the tremors? Leakers have stated that the last set of tremors will be the biggest, and while we aren't expected to have a live event this season, it is possible that we will have an extended cutscene at the start of Season 2 explaining this phenomena. It's likely that Chapter 3 will also have parallels between Chapters 1 and 2, with a superhero season, or even a Star Wars themed season, and a Worlds Collide style season where part of the island is in the future, and part of the island is in the past. After all, Donald Mustard did tease Back to the Future. It's also likely that we haven't seen the last of Kevin the Cube. What are your predictions for Chapter 3 Season 2? Is the Foundation statue actually a hidden mech? What's in the area underneath the mighty monument? And how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? Scratch that last question! Stay tuned by smashing that subscribe button as we bring more news, information, leaks, storyline, and theories about the Fortnite Island to you. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to use code 2nerds on a couch in the item shop, and we'll see you next time.